Next we are discussing periodic function. So what is periodic function? So first we are discussing definition. So what is the definition? A function is called periodic function. A function is called periodic function if there exists a positive number t. There exists a positive number t where t is what? Greater than 0. There exists a positive number t where t is greater than 0 in such a way that f of x plus t equal to fx for all x within the domain of x, then that function is called periodic. Then that function is called periodic, and t is called period. So what is the function definition? A function is called periodic function if there exists a positive number t where t is greater than 0 in such a way that f of x plus t equal to fx for all x within the domain of x. That means x should come in domain only. Then that function is called periodic function, and that positive number t is called period of the function. We have discussed definition of periodic function. Next we are discussing if a function graph is given, then how to find out whether it is a periodic function or not. So we are discussing graphically how to find out periodic function. So if a graph repeats at fixed interval, then that function is called periodic function. And period is length of that interval, and period is length of that graph is given. Then what we can say, if a graph repeats at fixed interval, then that function is called periodic function, and period is the length of that intervals. Okay, so we are discussing one example. We know sin x graph. Okay, so sin x graph is what? Like that. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. So what is the graph will come? This one. And continuously going like that. And this side also it is continuously going like that. This is 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi, and this side is 7 pi, and like that it will go. This is minus pi, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, minus 4 pi, minus 5 pi, minus 6 pi. Okay, and this side is also continuous. Now here, this is y equal to sin x graph. So here we can say that if we see this graph, so 0 to pi, if I see this interval, if I take, so this interval, what is the graph? This graph here. So you can see 0 to pi, this graph is the same graph is repeating 2 pi to 4 pi, same graph is repeating 4 pi to 6 pi, and same graph. If you go back side also, so same graph is coming repeating minus 2 pi to 0, same graph is repeating minus 4 pi to minus 2 pi, same graph is repeating minus 6 pi to minus 4 pi. So this graph 0 to 2 pi, this interval graph is repeating again and again. So we can say that length of this interval is what? 2 pi minus 0. 2 pi minus 0 is what? 2 pi. So t equal to 2 pi is the period of sin x. Now in same function, if I take 0 to 4 pi, this interval if I take 0 to 4 pi, so 0 to 4 pi, what is the graph? Like that, then like that. So if this graph if you take, now this graph you are taking and you are putting like that, so 4 pi to 8 pi, same graph will repeat. Similarly here, minus 4 pi to 0, and this graph 0 to 4 pi, same graph is repeating this side also. So we can say that in this one, what is the length will come? 0 to 4 pi, what is the length? 4 pi. So here we can say this interval length 0 to 4 pi, it is also repeating again and again. So we can say period is 4 pi also. Similarly, if I take from minus 2 pi to 4 pi, minus 2 pi to 4 pi, so what graph is that? Minus 2 pi to 4 pi, this graph is there. So from here to here, if I take graph, and this minus 2 pi to 4 pi you are taking graph and you are giving here, so 4 pi to 10 pi, same graph will come. Similarly, if I take this side also, then same graph will repeat here also. So we can say here, what is the length from minus 2 pi to 4 pi? That is 4 pi minus of minus 2 pi, what becomes 6 pi. What is the interval length? 4 pi minus 2 pi, so what becomes 6 pi. So length is what? 6 pi. So 6 pi is also we can say period, and so on. So we can say sin x period is what? 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, and so on. So we can say that period is what? T equal to what? 2n pi also, where n is what? N is what? Natural number. So sin x period we can say what? 2n pi, where n belongs to natural numbers. So we have discussed y equal to sin x function. So according to graph, we can say that sin x period is what? 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, and so on, 2n pi, where n belongs to what? Natural numbers. So we got so many periods. Among these periods, we can say that minimum period is what? 2 pi. So here we are going to discuss one important point, that is fundamental period. Fundamental period. So what is fundamental period? Okay, a function is called periodic if f of x plus t dash equal to fx for all x, where x belongs to domain. Okay, so t dash is called what? Period. So t dash is period. Now what is fundamental period? So the minimum value of t dash, the minimum value of t dash for that f of x plus t dash equal to fx. For that f of x plus t dash equal to fx for all x belongs to what? For all x where x belongs to domain. Then that t dash is value is called what? Fundamental period. Okay, so f of x plus t dash equal to fx, that value is called fundamental period. Okay, for example, y equal to sin x, so here period we got what? T equal to 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, and so on, 2n pi we got. So what is fundamental period? Fundamental period. So among these one, minimum period is what? 2 pi. So fundamental period is 2 pi. So for a function, How many fundamental period possible? Only one fundamental period possible, because among this one, what is the minimum? That is 2 pi. So minimum value is only one possible. So fundamental period is what? 2 pi. So y equal to sin x, fundamental period is 2 pi. Now, if a function fundamental period is t, if a function fundamental period is t, then period of the function can be n times t, where n belongs to natural number, n belongs to natural numbers. So fundamental period of sin x is what? 2 pi. So this function period can be, what is possible? 2 pi into n. So for period is 2 pi into n, where n belongs to what? Natural numbers. So if I put n value is what? 1, so we'll get 2 pi. If n value is what? 2, so what will come? 4 pi. So 4 pi is also period. If n value is 3, so 6 pi is also period. If n value is 4, so 8 pi is also period. Correct? So here n belongs to natural numbers. So this we can see.